The question is, will it turn from a black screen? There it is. What is going on, guys? Apologize, had technical difficulties there just before I started, literally about 5 minutes prior to the stream. My X-Plane crashed. I was playing around with some X-Vision presets. But anyway, we got it back up, 5-minute delay, and not a problem. We'll just blame it on the first officer, Phantom 320. What is up, guys? Welcome back to another stream here on the V1 channel. Jeremy Harvey in the house. Guys, everyone commenting about the countdown music. Yes, Jeremy Harvey is the creator. He is an absolute master, talented to the extreme when it comes to what he does with music and sound creation. He's created all the sounds here on the channel. It's absolutely awesome. That song gets me fired up every single time. Good to see you, Jeremy. Anthony Anderson, what's up, man? Robert S. Holger Teutsch, good to see you. Scott Rashley in the house. Max Rank, I blame you too for the crash because I was messing with my X-Vision presets to make sure, or to make it look a little bit better because I keep seeing your NASA rig working in the screenshots, but good to see you here. Brian Rosner, Ripper 253, Slam Cannon, Rusty C, Fubar in the house, many more. What is up, guys? Welcome to the channel. Look at, we're rocking a new livery today, a Star Alliance Lufthansa livery, and I just happen to have us parked right next to a static Lufthansa A340 as well. I went with the Star Alliance version because I know it's not really realistic to be flying a Star Alliance flight from Osaka to Incheon. So, but I wanted to show you guys something else other than just the default livery and the Virgin livery. And the liveries are starting to come out here slowly but surely. I'm sure there'll be more by the time the aircraft is released. So just going to show you off. Look at that. Sun is rising here in Japan. It's just going to be a great flight. Should be a fun flight over to South Korea. We're going to do an auto land. We might even do a touch and go. Maybe we'll do an auto land, touch and go, bulk landing again, depending on how much fuel we have left over there when we get up to our destination. So it's good to see everybody here in the house. We are cold and dark. I had the airplane kind of semi set up, but then of course with my X-Plane crash, we are straight back to square one, as cold and as dark as it can be. It's a busy day here in Osaka, as you can tell. There's got cargo over there. We've got all the static aircraft lined up. Makes it look pretty nice to see that. I love seeing all that. So, all right, here we go. Enough talk. Let's jump into the pit here, guys. Let's see. Make sure our ground power, external A and B, is connected. Landing gear lever down, up, that is off, up to the overhead. Let's do our flows and let's get some lights on in here. Oops, I already went out of order. What am I doing? Batteries 1, 2, and 3. Remember, you can check your battery voltages here by this handy dandy toggle. And we'll go ahead and get external power A and B both on the line. With that online, let's go ahead and go up our left-hand side here. Actually, let's go ahead and adjust the... oh, you know what? My volume control is gone. My scripts are all messed up here. I apologize, guys. So I guess my B2 volume control script is not working right now. Awesome. Anyway, should be good. All right, up the left-hand side here. Let's get some lights on first. Turn that on. Crew supply is on. Ground control push button is on. 2 fault lights. That is good. Fire test in the APU. And up to the ADIRs. 1, 2, and 3. While we wait for that. Carta, yeah, so my flap lever on the Bravo, I just picked up the Airbus levers for the Bravo quadrant, and the flap lever, it doesn't fit all the way down, so it doesn't even matter that I have the little lever to lift up, Carta, so I don't know if I don't want to push it down too hard and break everything, but I just don't know if it's not quite sized correctly or what, but kind of frustrating. I'm going to work on it a little bit after the stream. All right, down here, strobe into the auto position, nav to position 1, seatbelts off, no smoking auto, emergency exit lights armed. Up to the fuel panel, we're waiting on our gas. We'll leave that. Let's do a fire test here. All 4 engines. Beautiful. And up the right-hand side here, nothing new. We'll go ahead and turn on that ACP and get the PA push button out and turned on. Again, that is so the black box can record. Does this do anything down here? Oh, I think it does. Wow, that brightened up nicely. So the black box can record the passenger announcements in the cabin as well, should there be an aircraft incident or accident. So that's why we turned that on. We've got that brightened up here. Let's go ahead and turn up this third McDo. All right, we are just about ready to start planning this thing here. PFD is up. That's Norm. All right, here we go. Oh, X-Vision set it in exclusive mode, Slam. Yeah, that's, dang it. Oh well. All right, let's go ahead and pop out our ND. Let's get our plan mode up, constraint mode on. Let's hop down here, begin plugging away at this box. Man, if you guys haven't caught the last stream where we did a diversion and did a fuel dump, I have to say, that stream took a lot longer than I thought it was going to take, number one. But number two, I had so much fun on that stream. I don't know, there's something about this airplane. We'll talk about it more in cruise as well. My continued thoughts on this aircraft and for your guys' anticipated release here on Monday. But that was a really fun stream. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend checking it out. We went through the whole fuel dump procedure, and then we ended up doing an auto land to a go around, and now we're going to go back and try the auto lands again. So that was awesome. That was a lot of fun. Passenger number, let's load up here. What are we taking today? Ground services. I feel like my X-plane sounds so low. I can't even hear myself. Let me just go ahead and bring this up. There we go. That seems better. All right. General settings, loading settings here. Let's take about let's do 400 people evenly today. What do we need on the gas? We need, according to our sim brief profile here, much less than we needed. The gate fuel of 50,000 pounds, so that's not much. We'll go ahead and we'll take 55,000. We'll load that. We'll take 400 people even. Everything looks good there. We could probably get rid of some of this cargo. It's a lot of cargo. Actually, let's go ahead. Let's see how much cargo. Let's take some more cargo. What the heck? I bet they load up here in Asia. I know they take these wide bodies full of cargo here, even on domestic routes. All right, so we're loaded pretty heavy now. If I look at that, we got 53.4, 26.7. Let's do that. That's going to load us up pretty good. We'll fly the airplane heavy today. Oh, you used the Boeing one because you have D10s, Carta? I gotcha. I might have to look into that. The CPDLC work, not yet, but I believe it is in the works. But don't quote me on that. I just saw it in the Toliss Discord. So, all right, 403 passengers. We put that in our init A. Again, that is for our conditioning and pneumatics. That takes into account in the computer logic here. So that's really cool to see that. Cost index is going to be 99. Cruise flight level is 380. We might be heavy for that. We'll see. We no longer need this loading menu. We have a outside air temperature of, I highlighted it so I would see it. There we go, minus 47 plus 10, so it's extra warm. Minus 46 there. We'll adjust that. And the tropopause is at 48, we'll call it 47,000 feet. Insert that. IRS and NIT, align on ref, confirm. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and plug away this flight plan here. Shouldn't take too long. Right now, the winds here in Kansai are showing 120 at 7. So I would imagine we're going to go off, oh, that's going to be a crosswind either way. Let's go off 6 right, almost 90-degree crosswind. Robert S., you think I was the first streamer to dump fuel in Airbus in X-Plane 11? That's awesome, man. I had so much fun. I don't know what it was. I think I'm starting to understand why I'm having so much fun in this airplane, and I'm going to explain to you guys in cruise exactly why I think that is, and you guys might be interested in my reasoning behind it. But there's something about this bird that it's connecting me. You know, it connects to me. It's awesome. So I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. We're on the 6 right, Helen 2 departure, Oscar Yankee Echo transition. Insert that. And from the discon, oh, I'm sorry. Well, I screwed that up. After that, we're going to join the airways. So OYE Airways Yankee 39er to Yankee 38. Again, this is how you can input airways in the Airbus. You don't have to go fix by fix. Just verify your transition point or your crossover point or whatever it is. So we got Mihu verified. I don't have to put in SAPRA. Let's just put in the next airway, which is Gulf 585. And look, SAPRA is automatically loaded. And then after that, we do have to put the waypoint. We're going to terminate that airway at Gukdo, Golf Uniform Kilo Delta Oscar. Insert that. What's the significance of the tropo? So the temperature increases with altitude above the tropopause. That's what you use that tropopause for fuel planning purposes. Now, in real life, I got to tell you, I don't know if I've ever noticed a difference, really. I mean, I would imagine in a 15-plus hour flight, then you're going to see some issues. But from what I do, that I really haven't seen much of a difference. And I really haven't seen the box change fuel burn numbers. But that's why you put that in there above the tropopause. The temperature will increase with altitude instead of decrease. So, just for environmental and fuel planning purposes, that's why you put that in there. All right, after Rixki, we are going to join. Okay, so I got to remember which runway we can land on. So I have the scenery for Incheon, but I'm missing a runway because I think the runway was built after the scenery was built. So I want to make sure we land on the correct runway. For right now, I'm just going to, for planning purposes, I'm going to put in the inboard northbound, which is 3-4 right Zulu. ILS 3-4 right. Okay, and now we can go back to our flight plan, and we're going to be on the Gukdo 1 Echo off of Gukdo. I mean, I guess that works. I don't know if I put that in exactly right. Verifying the fix. Actually, no, that looks perfect. We might have to adjust that. We got a weird box pattern coming in there, but hey, that'll work. Our flight plan's in the box. Beautiful. We'll get rid of that. And last couple things we need to do. So we got that set. Let's do our secondary. We'll do a knit, and let me make sure my random failures are on. You guys love seeing that. They are on. We have no failures. But again, we have to put in our emergency return. Hopefully we don't need to do that. RJBB, I'm starting to, these identifiers are hard for me to remember. If we have to come back, we're going to come right back around on the runway we took off on, which is going to be 6 right. We'll just load in the 6 right Yankee. We're also going to load in the perf for that. All I care about is the approach perf. I'm going to put 200 in the DH box. We're going to do 0 for 0 on the wind. Temperature off the ECAM right now, it's showing 14 degrees. And the QNH shows 2997. 2997 is set in the secondary. Nothing in the rad nav and NIT B. This is what we do have to load up here. Let's pop this out, get rid of that. What do we have on board? We have 54,900 pounds on board. Perfect. So ground services, a loading perf. Here we go. Our zero fuel weight is 534.6 and a CG of 26.7. Neil says the 3D printed detents help with immersion, but that's what I was thinking of. I think I'm going to get one of those for the flaps for sure. Block fuel on board 54.9. And what do we got? Landing weight 560,000 pounds. That seems a lot, doesn't it? It seems like a lot. Do we have too much cargo on board? I guess not. 570, so we're going to be below that. We're 10,000 under, so we should be good. You wonder if the fix info page works? Jeremy, it does. Absolutely does. So let's go ahead and, I don't think I have a need for it on this departure, but let's take a quick look here since we're here. The Rix, we don't need Rixie anymore. Well, here's our departure. Let's try, I'm trying to think of how can I see if it works or not. Let's see if we can get this in here. What's COBE? K-O-B-E? Oh no, KCE. So here we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put Kilo Charlie Echo in the fix info page, and let's put the 272 radial on it. And now if we go to our flight plan and we step through, let's see. There it is. KCE 272 radial. So Jeremy, the fix info page is functional and it works. You can see right here, I did this for reference. We're on an RNAV departure, so we don't even need to do this. This would not be required. but you guys know I'm a big fix info fan when it comes to advanced tips in the McDo and how to do certain things. So it is fully working. Good to see that. Dimitri H. Welcome to Private Pilot, sir. Thank you for joining the channel. Exclamation point, welcome. For your new perks, new information on that. Appreciate you joining, man. All right, our fuel is on board. Let's get our fuel pumps on. Let's get our APU started. Let's get ready to get off the gate. We'll do a takeoff briefing. Prime the APU. Seatbelt sign is on. Let me verify our fuel is balanced. Just a habit you should get into. Fuel is balanced across the board. That is good. Flight plan page is for both of us. And a current meter 2997 over to hectopascals 1015 is set. Oh, perf speeds. Let's load that up real quick. Flaps 3, always doing flaps 3. We'll do a flaps 3 Toga. We'll leave the APU on this time. 153, 153, 159. Flaps 3, our trim is up 2.4. Remember, coming from the narrow body 320 family, you guys are going to want to put this in on the wide body because it's going to give you an alert or an ECAM if it's not set properly. So you do have to put this in here on the 340. Flex temp, we're not going to flex. Engine out is 1,000 feet AGL. Flap is open. Let's go ahead and fire up the APU. Go take a look outside. Man, I don't like how my sound is all... The Gruden says you used the fix info on the fly-by-wire. Awesome. Not bad APU sounds. I gotta turn my master volume up here. I don't know.
Subscriber ahead. Look up.
Thank you for the subscribe. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, you can. I know you can put how to put the flex temp in, but we don't flex here on this channel, man. We go full Toga all the time. All right, so our APU sounds like it is online. We don't have any ATC online, so we're going to set our top altitude on our cruise. It's 38,000 feet is set. Well, we have a good connection here. Let's go APU bleed on. Disconnect external power. That looks good.
Pushing on to Takeoff.
That guy sounds familiar. So here's something cool I want to show you guys. Actually, I don't even know if it's modeled, but we're going to find out. So when the FADEC is unpowered for a certain amount of time, you're going to get amber X's in your ECAM. So one may ask, well, how do you check the status of your engines with no power to the FADEC? Well, if we go up here, all the way to our overhead here, FADEC ground power. So now I can manually power the FADEC on the ground to check the status of my engines. When I want to check temps or oil levels or whatever it may be, if you're looking at the engine indicating page on the lower ECAM, this is how you check the FADEC. Now, this is something that we do a lot on the Neo aircraft. I don't know exactly what the timing is. I used to know, but I've noticed it in real life on the Neo. A lot of times when I get in the flight deck, I just have amber X's here, even though the aircraft is powered up on ground power, and I need to check the oil prior to departure, right? So what do? I got to go all the way up there to the maintenance panel and go ahead and activate the FADEC. Nice to see that modeled here from Toliss as well. I didn't even test that before the stream. I just had faith in Toliss they'd have it modeled. Their systems modeling is pretty spot on, I'm not going to lie. So, all right, everything else is set. I think we're ready to go. We'll do a checklist here. Let's get our beacon on, and let's call Mr. Pushback truck out here.
Hey, Captain, let me know where you want this thing.
This is going to be an interesting push because I want to go to one right. So I don't know if he can turn me all the way around. Let's see if he can turn me. Well, if you go out, well, that's going to be an interesting pushback. Let's see if he can do it. I'm trying to, I don't know, where would you push? I guess we'll try it like this. We may end up inside another airplane, but we're going to try our best. We'll try it like that.
Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
Am I going to make the Fort Worth Air Show this weekend? I don't believe so, Al. JD says the 340 is modeled on your end. That's awesome, man. Yes, Nero? I'm sorry, man. Yes, the FADEC is modeled on the 19 and 20 or 19 and 21 as well. One thing I noticed after streaming at night, this is probably one of the coolest parts for me too. I love little stuff like this. Look at the reflection of the nav light on the pavement. That just looks awesome. Ripper 253, so is switching engine mode to ignition start to power them a no-no? Ripper, it is considered a bad technique. Will it work? Yes. Is it considered
All
bad
right.
technique?
Looks like the doors
Yes.
and hatches are closed and we're ready to connect.
If Airbus didn't want you, or if Airbus wanted you to just do that, they wouldn't have modeled the FADEC power push buttons. See what I'm getting at? So while, yes, you're correct and you could do that, it's a bad technique. Sun is starting to rise here in Osaka. Awesome. Why do Airbus pilots leave the no smoking sign in auto? It's for automatic charging of the emergency exit signs when the landing gear goes into the up position. So there's a whole electrical logic that goes on when the gear is retracted. That's why if you're on an Airbus and you're taking off, you hear the crew raise the gear, you'll hear a ding in the cabin. So
Welcome
now,
aboard, Captain. Tow's connected, bypass pins inserted. Go ahead and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go.
wow, that was awfully loud. All right. I think we're ready. Let's do our checklist. We got our handy dandy checklist. Again, if you want this checklist, it's in the Discord and under the X-Plane add-on, or Airbus hangar in my Discord. Before start, checklist: cockpit prep complete, gear pins and covers removed, signs are on and auto, ADIRS, nav, fuel quantity, we need 53,000 pounds, we got 54.9 on board. Takeoff data is set, we're doing 53, no flags. Bail reference, 1015 set, 1, 2, and 3 times. Windows, doors, and slides, closed and on. Beacon on, thrust levers idle, parking brake. Here we go. Park brakes released, clear to push, sir.
Here comes the pushback. Light 'em up.
Now you're going to see a weird slewing here on the ground with better pushback in the 340. I don't know if it's a better pushback issue or I think it's a ground friction issue or breakaway something. I know Toliss said they were working on something about it. They were in contact with Laminar, I believe. Same thing goes when you start to taxi out after you've been pushed back. The airplane wants to kind of veer to the left. That may change, may not change. We'll see. Remember, everything you're seeing here today is still a beta product, so the aircraft could change before release. Can you show the wipers? Only thing I hate on the Toliss 321 or 300 wipers are wipers model. You want to look at the wipers? You want like actually look at them? There they are. They look pretty good to me. They're just as annoying in real life, so it's good to see that. But this is my favorite view right here. Seeing the reflection of the nav light in the pavement and 2 big old motors sitting out there. Rolf Rudolph, $20 bomb. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Sir, super chat. I don't see any super chat message with your donation, but I am sincerely grateful for that donation, sir. Thank you for supporting the channel. I hope you enjoy the content here, man. Thank you again for that super chat. Turn the radio audio down. X-Plane pushback is less loud. It's a radio setting? Oh. We'll do that. You mean that setting? That's cool right there. Looking at that, our Lufthansa brethren there. Neil says your Neo is usually veering after a better pushback. Yeah. You know, there is a pushback, and I played with it once, and it worked fine. You have a pushback option here in the Toliss ISCS that doesn't have any, it won't veer you off left or right. So that's something to consider as well. You know, I don't think anybody uses it. We all like to use our better pushback, but you could set the distance and rotation and hit start and let it go. We should probably make some radio calls. Well, we'll do it after start. After start, we gotta go, we're gonna go to 6 right. So we're gonna taxi out Echo 8 Papa, full length, Alpha 14. You see the engine's windmilling there. That's just awesome. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to push right in front of you there. We just blocked a Qatari A320. That's cool. Look at Air France 380, an Airbus behind us, 340 off our left wing. That's too cool. Aviation at its finest. Good afternoon, sir. Says glad I could join today. You encouraged me to get my first flight lessons and get into VATSIM. Awesome. I have about 10 hours logged in the 172. Have a good stream. Aviation at its finest. Well, thank you, sir. I'm very happy to hear that. I'm glad you're getting in aviation.
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake.
Glad you're enjoying VATSIM as well.
And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment.
All right, brake set. We're going to go ahead and start engines. All right, ignition to ignition start. 40 is across the board. Best part about the 340, we're going to go ahead and dual start. 3 or 10% N3. There it is. Go ahead and start one. Ripper says maximum disrespect for pushing in front of a 320. Yeah. Look at that little A340 300 over there. Little hairdryer engines. Max rank bus rules. Yes, sir.
And we're disconnected. Signal and pin on the left. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
All right. Thanks for that smooth push. We'll see you next time. Engine 2 is coming online. Looks like engine 1 is online as well. Wait for our veil. There's the transfer. We got a veil lights. Let's go ahead and go engine 3. Carta. And 4. Here, look, I'm starting 2 engines at the same time just for him. Normally I like to start 3 and 4 sequentially so we can listen to it, but how are you finding the Airbus honeycomb pack? Ailerons into the wind? I'll let you know here at my first takeoff. I haven't actually done a takeoff with the Airbus pack installed. But I've got the Airbus honeycomb Airbus pack set up. One thing I'm going to have to adjust in cruise is my reversers. I think I only have engine 2 reversed. Because that only has 2 reversers. It's the only thing I'm a little disappointed in. I wish I had 4. I know why they did 2, but... Alright, sounds like 3 and 4 are online. We have 4 good starts. Wait for that avail. There it is. Here we go. Back to normal. Arm the spoid brakes. Flaps to position 3. Alright, we gotta get out of his way. APU bleed, we're gonna go ahead and leave that on because we're gonna use an APU on for the takeoff. That's the same thing for performance. And our trim value is supposed to be 2.4. We're at 2.5. Perfect, there it is. Let's do an after start checklist. After start, engine ice is off. ECAM status, check seatbelt, or I'm sorry, pitch trim is 24, or 2.4%. CG said rudder trim 0. There we go. Where are we going? We're going to 6 left. Osaka traffic. Lufthansa 357 heavy. We're going to be taxiing to 6 right via Romeo, Echo 8, and Papa, Osaka. All right, Romeo, Echo 8, Papa. Brakes released. Taxi light on. Here's that little turn that we're all aware of. You know what? We're just going to go straight out here. I know I said Romeo 8, but... left. Clear right. There's already somebody down there. That's awesome. Let's do our taxi cam, shall we? Oh, there. All right, here we go. Oh yeah, I'm liking these thrust levers already, I can tell you. Yeah, Carter, that's a good idea. Carter, that's a great idea. I don't think I'm going to buy the pack again, though. Just have 4 reversers. I don't know, I might. I'm loving this airplane. Okay, flyby, drive-by view, flyby view. I'm sorry about the audio, guys. I don't have my Lewis script right now, so it's going to be kind of a pain there. Absolutely stunning. Your ears, I know, I'm sorry guys, your ears are going to be a little bit sore after this stream. I wonder if I could reload that script and then just, no, I don't know if I could do that, right? In plugin manager or whatever. Because I don't want to, I don't know. Because I was messing with Xvision scripts and I put it in priority mode, so messed me up. One thing we have to do when we get short of the runway here, we have to test our reversers.
Horizontal 3051, line up runway 06 right.
Actually, no, I think they'll work. I think it'll work. Alright, he's going to line up for 6 right. Let's do our flight control check here. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Rudder. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Remember, the rudders are a little bit funky just because of my pedals. Alright, let's use this taxi cam on this one here. We need to follow the pink, put the line on the pink box here. Not going to cheat on this turn at all. We're just going to use the pink box. Okay, I got to see. Oh my gosh, we're so far off the center or with our nose. All right, we'll go ahead and set the brake. We'll let him depart. Brake is set. Taxi light is coming off. How do we do? Not bad. Not bad. All right, we need to go ahead and we'll kill that. Do our before takeoff checklist. Auto brakes to takeoff. Takeoff config check. Radar, PWS auto, TCAS on. TARA. We'll do it in the all mode. Packs are going to be set because we have the bleed on. So the bleed on from the APU does the same thing as doing a packs off takeoff. Look at that 320 taking off there. That's awesome. Osaka traffic. Lufthansa 357 heavy, line up and wait on 6 right. That's cool. I love seeing that traffic depart there. We have a little traffic out here today. Well, Qatari, look at that. That's awesome. All right, brakes released. Gonna go ahead and line it up. Go to Lua and reload scripts. You may need to change the name of the Lua scripts, but that's one way to reload. I can't say what may crash the game or not, though. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait. It's not a big deal. One stream, we'll survive without it. Shout out to the Jetstar, Australia represent. Hey man, Jetstar, if you're watching the stream, just got a shout out. I think I turn better now without the camera. I'm sure they train those guys to turn without the camera in case it's in op or something, but let's see how we did. Yeah, we did pretty good there. Just a hair undershot still, but still pretty good. We're going to give that guy about another minute, and then we'll get out of here. How much will the aircraft be? I do not have an answer for you. They said it would be less than $100, I believe. But I don't have an official. 300 watching, 99 likes. Let's see if we can bump the likes up here. Let's bump the likes up for, what do we give you something to like? How about a cinematic pan around here? Hit the like button for a cinematic pan around. Salute, Swarm. Absolutely. Oh, that's awesome right there. All right, I think he's out of the way. You guys ready? Let's go ahead and light it up. Get out of here. Osaka traffic. Lufthansa 357 Heavy departing 6 right, Osaka. All right, you guys ready for this? My first takeoff with the Airbus throttle pack as well. So let's go ahead and spool them up 50. Maximum yoga's in chat. Let's turn it blue, members. %, stable. Yoga. Awesome. All right, man, Toga, SRS runway, auto thrust is blue. Thrust set, 100 knots, check, that came up quick.
Traffic, Korean 5-4,
E1.
186 right.
Rotate, here we go. Watch your ears because I'm going to do a flyby right after departure. Positive rate, gear up, flyby. Hit the like button for that. Oh, look at that with the bridge right there. Come on. If you haven't hit the like button already, you got to hit it for that. Beautiful morning departure here out of Osaka. Thrust climb, auto thrust. I'm going to hand fly this for a little bit. Let's go flaps 1. I'm sorry, flaps 2. Flaps 1. I should double check that. It may be a 3-to-1 on the departure. Anyway, here comes our S speed. She does feel heavy, Max. 586,000. Not as heavy as it felt on the last stream, that's for sure. Flaps 0. I'm going to autopilot on here so we can do a couple flybys. Flyby, watch yours. Okay. I am deaf. One more. Absolutely love that. Let's go ahead and do some more hand flying. Autopilot back off. Do a little bit of hand flying here. We're out of acceleration altitude. We'll go ahead and secure the bleed and the APU. After takeoff, checklist, please. Landing gear up, flaps retracted, packs are on, barrel ref is set right now, 10:15. We're still looking good. See, I think these clouds look better than enhanced skyscapes. Come on. I think this looks more realistic. I know that's kind of unpopular, but man, that to me looks a little bit more believable than potato clouds, mashed tater clouds. unless you have Max Ranks PC, and you can tweak it. We're already deaf anyway. Sorry, ERJ. All right, autopilot 1 coming on. Look at that. We're going to go right through that hole. Maybe not even need. We don't even need anti-ice because we went right through that hole. Let's do another flyby. What the heck? This has got me so I can't even contain my excitement right now. Look at the sun coming off the back of the engine there. Cam, what's up, man? Says, hope you and your family are doing exceptionally well. What a gorgeous view. What a gorgeous plane. Mahan Air flies these bad boys out of Iran. You know what, Cam? I just saw a Mahan. I believe, is it pronounced Mahan? I saw a livery for that already on the Toliss Escort. Oh, in comparison to the 320, have they managed to get the big girl feel? Max, yes. So let's go ahead and turn everything down here. We're at 10,000 feet. We got to turn down some audio, and then I gotta stay on Max's point there. So we'll go ahead and clear this. That can come off. Strobe beacon, nav, ding the flight attendants, let them know we're at 10,000 feet. We're climbing out. Look at, we got our fix info page working flawlessly here. We no longer need that, so I'm going to go back here and delete that page. We'll go ahead and clear KCE back to normal. We are in constraint modes 380. We are climbing like bat out of hell, man. Let's go ahead and turn it down. Environmental. Oh my gosh, what's up with that audio? We'll do that, and then I'm going to turn this down. Hopefully that's a little bit more reasonable for everybody as we're on the departure. So I want to touch on Max's point there. He asked me, does it feel heavy, like the airplane itself compared to the narrow body? And one thing that I said was done really well by Toliss when you flew the 319 and the 321 is the 319 flew and felt, in my opinion, very, very much like a 319. It's a little bit sporty. You can kind of abuse it, and abuse it, by abuse it I mean you can be a little bit higher than normal on approach, get the speed brakes out, get the gear down, get the flaps out, and slow down. The 321 is a lot less forgiving than the 319. So when the 321 came out, I was like, okay, how's it going to fly? How's it going to hand fly? And immediately I noticed right out of the gate that the 321 compared to the 319 flew like a 321. Yes, it's the same flight control laws. Yes, it's fly-by-wire. The cockpits are nearly identical. But there is a mass and inertia feeling in the 321 that you can definitely tell the difference of compared to a 319. So I always said that Toliss did a great job with the flight models and how you can introduce the feeling of weight and drag and inertia in a fly-by-wire airplane just seems like voodoo to me, but they do a great job with it. So when I got in this airplane, absolutely, Max, I can definitely tell that this airplane, even though it's light right now, and I say light as a, I use that term lightly, no pun intended, because we're over 560,000 pounds right now. But even though this airplane is light compared to its max gross, it still feels much more like a freight train compared to the 321. So you definitely have that feeling of inertia and momentum and weight and drag. And when you fly this airplane heavy, like yesterday or 2 days ago, when we did that stream, we're setting up for our long haul, and then we diverted. When I rotated there to come out of I forget the name of the airport, Kagoshima, it felt extremely heavy. This takeoff I just did and a little hand flying there in the turn, it felt like, hey, we're pretty light, we're pretty nimble, but we're still over 500,000 pounds. So they've done that same, in my opinion, they've done the same type of modeling there with the fly-by-wire and the inertia. They did a great job with it. And when you think about it, a couple new members, I appreciate that. I'll get you guys in just a second. But when you think about how they program that, it really is a unique task to accomplish, because when you have a fly-by-wire airplane, theoretically, the airplane should feel the same, right? You roll to the left, you're commanding a roll rate, degrees per second. When you move the side stick forward and aft, you're commanding a change in G load. So theoretically, it should fly exactly the same, but you will feel, no question, you will feel that you are in a different airplane or a larger airplane. And they have modeled that, and it's pretty crazy how they modeled that. So they've done a fantastic job. What do we have here? Terrain standby status. What is this? JIPWIZ in op. JIPWIZ terrain. Let's go ahead and reset. Okay, so our JIPWIZ is out. We're going to have to consult the FCOM. Clear status, clear status. Interesting. We no longer have terrain mode. That must be one of my random faults. Yep, we have a JIPWIZ fail under nav. That's all right. We're going to continue to go. No issues. A couple of new members. I wanted to get to you guys in chat. I know I was talking there for a minute. A couple of new members. I appreciate you guys joining the channel and becoming a member. And if you guys are new to the stream, I know we're getting a lot of new viewers, a lot of new members are visiting the stream because of 340. But if you like this channel, if you like this content, and you are a member, I do put out podcasts every couple of months. I'm working on my one right now. I'm a couple of months behind on that. We talk Airbus. I give you guys cockpit confessionals. And that'll be coming out for members only. And then one offer I'm off on the road, a big hit for all you members. You guys like the shorts that I do, so I take footage of where I'm at, kind of keep you guys updated when I'm out on a trip. And I like just being able to do that to my members because you guys get to kind of be included, see where I am, see where I'm going. And it's fun to keep you guys. I feel like I stay connected with you guys even when I'm out flying the line in real life. So that's all member stuff. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Welcome to the 2 new members. Fabio also coming with a £5 donation. Thank you so much, sir. Or €5 donation. He says, "Hey, Captain, just subscribed. Very good content here. Now I'm covered on Airbus topics." Fabio, welcome to the channel, sir. Yes, I will get you covered in Airbus, man, head to toe, whatever you need. We do a lot of Airbus here on this channel. We do other aircraft too. We do Boeings and private jets and even props from time to time. But yes, my heart, my soul lies with the Airbus, and I think you guys know that by now. So, all right. Slam Cannon says, "Does that heaviness also translate to ground handling as well?" Slam, that is one thing that I don't. So in the 319 and 321, yes, I feel like I need to use more thrust when I'm taxiing around a 321 than I do a 319. Now, it's very minimal, and it will depend on loads because you could have a super loaded down 319 in real life and have a very lightly loaded 321, and they're going to taxi almost identically. You're really not going to tell the difference. Now, as far as the 340 is concerned, I've never taxied a 340 around. But the steering is definitely there. You feel like you got to make super wide turns, and it's kind of hard to feel, I guess, brake inertia because the only way you would feel that is actual physical G's on your body. So I don't want to make a comparison with the 340 and the 321 on ground handling. I think they're very similar. I imagine the 340 doesn't need much breakaway thrust unless you're extremely heavy. Now, I did see that. I think it was a Swiss 340 taxiing out at max gross weight or max takeoff weight, and he definitely had to use some thrust to get the airplane moving. But most commercial jets in general, once you break away, that first tension, that surface tension, breakaway thrust we call it, the airplane pretty much rolls on its own, even if you're heavy. So that one is hard because, again, like I said, to feel braking in the airplane, you would physically have to feel the G's on your body as you decelerate. So that one I think is a little bit harder to model. We are in a Star Alliance, a Lufthansa livery. That was just awesome. All right, let's go ahead and turn it down here. I'm going to turn it down. Watch your ears. I don't know how loud this will be. We'll go outside.
Subscriber ahead. Look up.
Turn down the volumes there a little bit. Look at that. That is a beautiful, beautiful shot right there. Still feels loud. Is that too loud for you guys? I'm really sorry about the audio. I'm going to have to fix my plugins here. But I don't want to do it during stream. Nevada Rocks, what's up, man? He says, how long would a transition from a 320 family to a 340 transition take? Is it much shorter than a complete type rating? Nevada, I don't have a solid answer for you on that. I don't know. Somebody once said that it was you would just have to do a few sims or whatever, and then you could transition, but that's something I don't know. I don't even know if well, I'm sure they're still training on them somewhere, because there's still a couple flying around. But I don't have a solid answer for you on that one, man. I know it is very similar, but not identical, that is for sure. Thank you for the new subs, guys. Michelle B, what is the FMS2 page on the third McDo? So, Michelle B, I believe that third McDo, there's still a lot of work in progress on that. If you're FMS2, that's going to be a new software load that's coming to Airbus, or at least to the narrow bodies. I don't know if FMS2 as a software is already on the 340. It might be. But that third McDo be used as a third flight plan page. Obviously, ATSU and data link stuff. I don't know what Toliss's plans are with that. I know when I mess around with the pages, they are mostly all work in progress. Jeremy says, I watched a video of some Lufthansa pilots in real life. Great to watch. They were just so efficient and precise. Oh, yeah. I've been watching, I think I have watched, can ask my wife, I think I have watched every single A340 video on YouTube now. For the last week and a half, I have been watching A340 stuff on YouTube. I'm pretty sure I've covered every single video. My favorite is still the Swiss 191 or 188, where they have a high engine temp, they shut it down, do a fuel dump, and then they do a return to Zurich, I believe. So, all right, I want to get to something here, and I still feel like that's awfully loud, but let's enjoy a wing view here for a minute. Oh yeah, that's a good shot, right? That almost looks like the wing view I took off Google. So, I've been wondering, and there's been some talk in the Discord, and you guys send me messages. I'm sorry for all the guys that are sending me DMs. I haven't got to any of them yet. I get a lot of DMs. It's so much easier if you guys just post in the Discord main channel and tag me, then I can get to it. The DMs, I have a hard time getting to it because once I respond to one, I feel like I got to respond to all of them. Sometimes I look at one and then I forget to respond, or I respond in my head and then it goes unnoticed forever, and you think I'm ignoring you, but for all the guys that are DMing me, and I've had this come up in DMs and even in the main Discord and even in this chat. I think I saw Anthony ask this question. So why is this airplane why do I feel like this airplane is so special, specifically to me? Now, we all have our preferences, right? We all have our sim preferences. Some people are hardcore Boeing fans, and there's nothing wrong with that. My airplane, believe it or not, favorite airplane of all time, it's going to be close now, but it's still the Boeing 727. That just has a spot in my memory. Growing up, my life experience as a 727 is my favorite commercial jet. Now, this airplane is definitely going to take a very close second seat to that, and I've never even been on a 340. But what I'm getting at here is when the Toliss 747 came out, and I was flying it as a streamer and pre-release beta and all that, you guys know I was extremely passionate about the 747, the Pan Am livery in particular, doing our long haul from LA to Honolulu, kicking off the Asia Pacific tour here. So I love the 7.4, love the 7.4-200 in particular. I actually like the 7.4 Classic over the, say, like a 400 or an 800. I like the older ones better, especially the Cockpit. I think it's just more fun. So with that being said, and all my love and passion for that airplane, this airplane, I think I finally figured it out. Why did I immediately go buy the 4 Airbus throttle quadrant pack add-on, overnight it? Why am I watching every A340 video on YouTube? And it's not just because it's the new airplane coming to X-Plane. It's because at heart, I am an Airbus fan. I fly the Airbus. I got thousands of hours in the Airbus in real life. I'm a captain on the airplane. I trust the airplane. And this airplane, this 340, is my 747. Now, I'm not trying to take anything away from a Boeing 747. I'm still going to fly the Boeing 747 on stream. It's so much fun to fly. Definitely more hands-on. Probably one of the most hands-on airplanes you can fly other than the Concorde in X-Plane. But as a true Airbus fan at my core, this airplane is my 747. And I think that is why I am overly obsessed and excited to be in this airplane on stream, be able to fly it with you guys. And I think if anyone else is like me in the chat watching these videos, I think you're going to feel the same exact way. So I was telling Max the same thing too. I mean, it's just at heart, I'm an Airbus fan, and this is my 7.4. Now, you know, the same could be said true for, you know, Flight Deck to Sim. I'm sure he's the Boeing at heart, right? That's what he flies. He's got thousands of hours in that airplane. That is his jet. So while, yes, he may enjoy the 340, but I'd be curious to ask him, was he prefer the 340 over the 7.4? My guess is he would go 7.4 because that's his Boeing. That's his heart and soul. So it's I'm not comparing add-on to add-on here. I'm just comparing passion for an airplane and for an add-on coming out. So I think it'd be interesting. You Airbus fans are definitely going to enjoy it, no doubt. I know there's that big cross the pond event that's coming up. You guys take this airplane are going to absolutely love it. So we'll go ahead and kill the seatbelt sign on. I did make an error about this outer tank fuel transfer. I want to quickly touch on that. The fuel system on this airplane is extremely complex, as we found out in the last stream. Now, the outer tank fuel transfer, I once said on the first stream that it's kind of like the narrow body where the wingtip tanks transfer in, the transfer valves open up, and then that's pretty much it. That is not true. This outer tank transfer will come on and off. It's actually calculated in the airplane. So you will see this message turn on and come off as the fuel is doing its burning procedure. So as it's burning down. So that's normal. Cool to see that. We already know the fuel system is extensively modeled. All right, let's do a flyby, shall we? We have a little crosswind up here. But yeah, this airplane, Max Rank says, we shall see how feelings change when the INI drops the giant whale. Nope, Team Vodcast about the 380. I gotta admit, as much of an Airbus fan as I am, I never was super excited about the 380. I thought that Airbus was just trying to outdo Boeing with a double-decker, and I mean, I think they did. It's absolute whale, but it just, an airplane to me in real life has to have multiple, not only has to be a cool airplane, fit a nice role, but it's got to look good, it's got to sound good, you know, there's got to be things that appeal to me, and the 380 visually, it just does not appeal to me. Now, the technology to get that frickin' airplane to fly appeals to me, no doubt. I think that's cool, but man, visually, you can't tell me the 380 looks better than this airplane right here. So it'll be interesting. I'm definitely, you know, I'll pick it up, I'll fly it, but this airplane to me, it's got a special place in my hangar for sure. Sim Aviator, what's up, sir? Good to see you here. What's the bulging thing on the base of the vertical stab? What happens if you turn off all batteries, engine running? Well, nothing will happen if you turn the batteries off because the engines are powering their own power. And the bulge under the vertical stab. I see what you're talking about. Let's see if we can zoom around over to it here. I think that is the trim tank. Is that part of the trim tank? Or the tail tank? I'd have to look that up. That's a good question, sir. Very good question. I think I knocked my thrust lever out of the detent here a little bit. Pull it back. There we go. So we got our terrain off. We probably wouldn't be able to do a Cat 3 auto land without that, but we're going to do it anyway. So 134 knots. quartering headwind. What is going on? .340 is definitely elegant, Fabio. Chris Scott says, did the 340 flown this route before, or is it just random? Chris, I don't know if it's flown this exact route before. This is just a random one I've picked up for the stream. We are on the Asia Pacific tour, so every 10,000 subs, we do a new tour. We did our first tour in Europe. Now we're doing an Asia Pacific tour. So I'm just kind of connecting the dots. We're making our way down to Kai Tak, where we will fly the famous 74200 checkerboard approach into Kai Tak. We might have to go in there a couple times. We might have to take the 340 in there as well. But no, this route was a route request from one of the members in the Discord. I believe Team Vodka actually is the one that sold me on it. And we were going to do it on a classic 320 with, is it Peach Air? Peach, the pink livery, Asian carrier. It's a real-world route flown by 320s, 321 Neos. And that's what we were going to do, but then the 340 came out, and I said, hey, we gotta fly this airplane a little bit more here before we put it to bed. Now, once the airplane releases, we'll probably do a couple more regular 320 streams. I haven't done just a regular narrow body stream in what seems like forever. We did the 7.4 to Hawaii. We did the MD-80 Inner Island. We did the 737 Classic Inner Island. Then we did the Concorde to Tokyo. Then we did the 340. So it's been a long time since I've been in just a classic narrow-body 320 aircraft, which we're going to get into very soon. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. I don't know. You guys want to see a stream tomorrow? If I do a stream tomorrow, it might be a Friday night op thing. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know necessarily what my schedule is going to allow for tomorrow, but thank you for the new subscribers, guys. I appreciate it. And if you are a subscriber, if you're a new subscriber, subscribing to the channel, do make sure your notifications are on, because unfortunately my schedule, whether it be work schedule or having 2 young kids at home and just family life, I don't really have a full-blown stream schedule. So
just on the 37, I am 5 miles out and I am gaining on you. Could you tell me your airspeed so I could back off a little bit?
So I don't have a set stream schedule, so that's why you want to make sure your notifications on. And aircraft calling. Who are you trying to contact?
Just on the 37.
Roger, I'm doing 260 knots indicator. We're doing 8.1 Mach.
Roger, I understand. Great, 504.
So that was probably that other traffic. I think maybe we have different weather. I feel like my weather is, yeah, he does seem to be catching me a little bit. Korean. Hear a little bit of rattle there in the window. This is just a peaceful view right here. Spirit FNO tomorrow, Carta? Team Vodka says, no, I'm drinking tomorrow. You and me both, Team Vodka. Why did I leave the APU on in the start? All right, well, so the APU, we did a packs off takeoff. Now, why do we do a packs off takeoff? One, because I want to do maximum Toga so you guys can hear it, see the power of the airplane. And out of the handful of takeoff videos I've watched on YouTube with 340s, several of them have done packs off takeoffs doing Toga thrust. So it probably is not uncommon, especially if this airplane is going to be going 12 to 15 hours with almost full fuel. I imagine a lot of the takeoff numbers are calculated at flaps 3 Toga packs off. Now, why do you shut the packs off? The pneumatic air cycle kits, or air conditioning packs as we commonly call them, in order for them to work and condition the cabin, they have to get air from somewhere. As you can see from this diagram here, they get air from the engine bleeds 1 and 2. So any air that we redirect from the engine, instead of it going out the back in terms of thrust, we redirect it into other uses. That air now degrades our engine performance. So if we have our packs running and you go full thrust, you're going to produce less total thrust than you would if you took all the demand off that engine and turned the packs off and just went full thrust. So when you do a flaps 3 Toga takeoff, specifically in the Toliss calculator here, we can't do it because we're already airborne, it will tell you packs off. So now that we know we got to get the packs off to get maximum thrust, there's two ways we can do it. Airbus is extremely nifty in how they've modeled their bleed system in the airplane. And the same is true for the narrow body. I was able to verify it. I believe Nemov sent me a picture of the manual in the 340. So you can turn the packs off. Very simple. 1, 2, off, do a takeoff. The only problem with that is if the packs are off, there's going to be a moment in time, whether it will be a short moment in time, but the cabin is not going to be getting fresh conditioned air. They're only going to get recycled air at that point. So in extremely hot ambient temperatures here in Dallas or in the desert out in Phoenix, Vegas, if you shut the packs off even for 3 minutes, that cabin is going to start rising, especially if you got a full load of people back there. It's probably going to get up close to 90 degrees even if you leave it off for 5 minutes or so. So Airbus also allows you to accomplish the same type of performance by leaving the APU on and the APU bleed on. Because what happens is if the APU bleed is running, regardless if the engines are running or not, the air conditioning packs will take priority bleed pressure from the APU. So it's not taking any pressure from the engine bleeds. So you accomplish the same level of performance with the APU bleed on, and you get to condition the cabin at the same time. That is why it's a preferred method of running the APU bleed during takeoff. Now, I know in Europe, let me see if my active sky is not live. Let me check that out. Yeah, live weather is active. So if you are in Europe, I know there's a lot of airports that have APU restrictions. You may not be able to run your APU for longer than a certain amount of time, so then you're going to be shutting your packs off on every takeoff. But I also don't believe it's like 42 or 43C very often in European countries. So that's just a little bit about the bleed pressure and the bleed physics for the Airbus. And the same is true on the narrow body, 319, 2021. It's exactly the same modeling as it is on the 340. Flyby. All right, let me just make sure my weather is indeed working. Yeah, custom METAR file. Let me refresh my active sky. Briefing, refresh. Right now it's calling for in Incheon, 06085, Cav Oak, 8 miles. I'm sorry, Cav Oak conditions, 8 degrees, 1021, no significant weather. Let me look at the map. Maybe it shows. Look at the weather map here. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, and even the weather map shows we're going to be over a significant amount of clouds here until we get over to South Korea. Wow, it looks like it is pretty darn cloudy out there. Should we do a jump seat view? Let's do a jump seat view. We haven't done that for a little bit. Well, then we'll do a short cabin tour, and then we'll probably start prepping for our descent. I don't think we need these reading lights anymore. We'll go ahead and kill both of those. We also don't need that dome light. Where are you at? So another big tip, not tip, but props to Toliss for this airplane. You guys know that the 321 and the 319, the mouse wheel scroll support is not in that airplane. Can make it frustrating at times. This airplane out the gate has the scroll wheel support, and you can click and drag too, which I don't. Can you do that in the 21? It's been so long since I've flown in the other Airbuses, but click and drag as well, which I love. Mr. Martini, greetings from Atlanta, sir. Well, welcome aboard, man. I spent a lot of time in Atlanta the last couple of weeks. I actually got stuck in an elevator, Mr. Martini, in Atlanta, at the Atlanta airport. Well, if you take the train to the convention center, or Atlanta Convention Center, and you go down to we stay at one of the hotels out there. And I came off the train platform, and I was going down the elevator, and at about, I don't know, between level 2 and 1, elevator just made this really crazy noise and stopped. I was in there with 4 other guys, and we were like, what the heck is going on? And eventually it worked itself out, but it took about a couple minutes. I was starting to get a little A little freaked out. I hate elevators. I hate elevators to begin with. Southern Spain, it gets up to those temperatures? Oh, yeah. Omar says, I remember being in Dubai and the 27 in the cabin shortly. Yeah. So that's something that I noticed when I did the Euro tour, and I know you're talking about in Dubai, but
Subscriber ahead.
other
Look up.
countries around the world definitely have or more restrictive on their APU usage. Here in the States, I don't know if I can't even think of an airport in the local 48 that have APU restrictions like that. Now, I know I start going to South America and Canada, you do. And that would be an instance, excuse me, that would be an instance where you would indeed have to turn your packs off because you're not allowed to run the APU, right? Mateus, he says, may be asking a dumb question, but would the 340 be good as a freighter? I don't know, man. I think the fuel burn is the problem with the 340. The problem with the 340, and really what killed the 340, is the 777. Another reason why I no longer like the 777. The 340 was designed before ETOPS, extended twin over water operation range, or extended range twin over water. Somebody tell me what the friggin' ETOP stands for. I know what it means. I know what it says. I just don't remember exactly what the acronym stands for. But extended twin over water operations didn't really exist yet at the time of the 340. So when Airbus thought of the 340, they were looking to repeat or replace that 707 market, kind of the classic 747 market. They wanted to get into that 4-engine market and do it better and more efficiently and go further. Now, the problem is they did that, but right as they did that, ETOPS started coming out, and was it the 777 or the 76 was the first airplane to receive like a 120-minute extension or a 90-minute extension. So what started happening is with this ETOPS extension, twin-engine aircraft could go further over water, which means you can carry almost as many people for half of the fuel burn. That is a big deal when you think about it. So you can do 2 flights, carry more people, and be more efficient than taking one 340 all the way over. So extended range twin engine operations. Thank you. Gosh, I knew it was a combo of those words. Engines turn or passenger swim. Niels, that's how I remember it. Exactly. There you go. Extended range twin engine op performance. It was driving me nuts. Sometimes I get tongue-tied on stream. So when that started becoming more of a factor, of course, why would you pick up a 340 and burn? Look at our freaking fuel burn here, guys. We're doing, what are we doing? Where's our pounds per hour? 4, 8, 12, 16,000 pounds per hour right now in cruise. And we're not even going that fast. So you could see where that would add up over time. Mr. Danish, thank you for the $3 donation, sir. He says the 340 is peculiar. Came out of time when twins are becoming accepted. Yep. Just what we were talking about. Yeah, I totally agree. He says they hedge their bets with the 340, 330. Probably one of the reasons it's fascinating. Danish, thank you for your support, man. Absolutely. And what he said is correct. So, the 330, which is, I don't know if you guys know this, but the 330 was under the same project initially with Airbus. I forget what the project name was, like Y Yankee Alpha or Tango Alpha or something. The 330 and the 340 were both kind of the same idea. The Asian countries wanted a 4-engine option, and the U.S. was looking, in North America, they were looking for a twin-engine option. So that's when Airbus came up with the 330 and the 340 options, and they tweaked them all out. Now, ironically, the 330-300 has more in common. I'm sorry, the 340-300 has more in common with the Airbus A330 than it does with the 600. The 600 is a different animal all in itself. But that's exactly what killed this airplane was ETOPS. A300 got an extension. It might have. I think it did as well, Max. But the 777 was pretty much the nail in the coffin for the 340. European Cargo has a few A340-600s. So somebody was telling me, I think it was Matt Designs, who is part of the Toliss team. He was telling me that the 340 can be flown as a 3-engine option. Like you can generally fly a route with 3 engines. So you can shut one down and operate it as a tri-jet. I wonder if some of the cargo guys do that. Niels, thank you. TA9 and TA11. Exactly. Those were the not code names, but those were the design identifiers for the 330 and 340 when Airbus was coming out with them. The TA9 and the TA11. Ripper, exactly. Ripper, he says, I love the 330 has all the empty spots where controls for 2 or more engines would go if the cockpit was going to get in the 340. Exactly. So it's the same fuselage, too, if I understand it. The 333, like the short Airbus 340 is the same fuselage as the 330, or at least close to it, same design. I think they capped it at the end or whatever, but all the 777-300, 200L are going to be replaced by the 777-9X. What's so special about the 777X is a 787 style cockpit and passenger windows. I got you, Chris. Yeah. Twin aisle 9 and twin aisle 11. Yes, sir, Niels. Yes, sir. I told you guys I saw that Lufthansa 340-300 in Dallas, and you guys found it in, I know you guys posted it on the FlightAware in the Discord shortly after that. So Lufthansa's still flying them. I wonder if they're hiring. I think Lufthansa's hiring 340 drivers. Sim, no, I don't. Some of you, I don't plan on getting enhanced skyscapes. I was talking about it. I know it gets, it's an unpopular opinion, but I think active sky. Oh yeah, my ears. In my opinion, maybe not exactly these clouds. Well, especially not now. But in my opinion, the enhanced cloudscapes is a little bit over dramatic. They're a little bit too mashy. I personally think this looks a little bit better, a little bit more realistic to me. It's too blobby, almost like mashed potatoes. Sean, yes I am. I am a real Airbus captain. On the narrow body, not 340, I wish. A380 disappearing, yep. I think it's just too big, man. It's just such a big airplane. It's unbelievable. Swiss still has the hairdryer version? Oh, I'd go to Swiss. I want to fly with that crew that had that engine shut down in Swiss 188, I think it was. That captain was awesome. Just a great crew. Gonna need to move to Munich. I'd rather move to Switzerland first. I think I would do Swiss before moving to Munich. But hey, you know what? I would do it. If they came out, like if Swiss came out and said, hey, V1, we'll hire you 340, even in FO, right seat, I would do it. I'd move and go do it. Same with Lufthansa. Yeah, Sim, it's exactly like Microsoft Flight Sim. It's just, I think what a lot of people are really excited about when they see these cloud add-ons are the way the lighting works through the clouds or how it's lit up, which is better and more realistic. But the clouds themselves, the physical appearance of the clouds, like looking down, like let me go to an engine view here. That's not really a good shot. To me, if I really look at these clouds, like they look light and wispy, and that's what real clouds look like. Even cumulonimbus clouds are light, or I don't know how to explain it, wispy looking. They're not a solid blob. Now, there is a weather phenomenon like mammatus clouds. You get that in a big frontal boundary or really severe weather. You get the mammatus clouds that come in. That is what Microsoft Flight Simulator looks like all the time, and the enhanced cloudscapes, at least in my opinion. Now, I know that there is a payware version, enhanced skyscapes, which is supposed to be even better, But for me personally, I don't have the GPU power to go that route and then tweak it, because I see max rank screenshots and they look really good. So it's just, I don't know why I got disconnected from VATSIM right there. Weird. I don't have the GPU power to run it and dial it in the way I want to. Different levels of flex, yeah, and you know what? I want to adjust it as well. So let's go. You guys saw this on the first stream I did where we talked about wing flex strength. And I'm going to turn this up because I watched a video, another 340 video of, can I shrink this? Can I shrink this down? No? Why can't I shrink this down? Let me go over here. We'll do it from this view and you'll have to watch it from here. We'll see the flex. So I think the flex needs to be a little bit more prevalent because I watched another video of a 330 taxiing out. So I'm going to run these up here at about this level. We'll see how that looks if we get any turbulence. But the wings were definitely bouncing around. I was watching, I think it was a Lufthansa taxi out, startup and taxi out video, and the wings were moving more than I normally would anticipate an Airbus wing to move, because generally Airbus wings, you know, especially in the 320 family, they don't really move all that much. So I'm going to bump that up. Oh, look, we got ourselves some weather up ahead. Should we fly through it? Should we make a turn, be a good pilot? That looks a little nasty. Let's go ahead and deviate. I'm going to need 30 right. I'm sorry, about heading a 300 for weather. There we go. We'll go ahead and deviate around this. So there you go. Weather radar works. I didn't even know if this was part of it or not, or if it was modeled or not yet in the 340. But here you go. Weather radar works. I'm using Active Sky, and that's it. Active Sky and X-Vision. Definitely a cell or some type of weather there off the left wing. Go ahead and put the seatbelt sign on here. Ooh, I just saw lightning. I don't know if you guys caught that. Ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, we're going to be entering an area of a little bit of light precipitation and some thunderstorms. We'll go ahead and turn that seatbelt sign on just for a couple of minutes as we deviate around this weather. We do ask that you are up, if you are up and about the cabin, go ahead and return to your seats and fasten your seatbelt. Flight attendants, please take your seats. Thank you. Trying to get my best XP72 impression going on. That dude makes better announcements than any pilot I've heard in real life. Where are the membership options in the YouTube app? In the app, I'm not 100% sure. Oh, yeah, somebody said, yeah, the Lufthansa DLH. I only put LH, my bad. A little bit of lightning down there. Wheel Airbus wide-body wings aren't that rigid. Yeah, Niels, that's what I saw when I was watching that video. Is offset still not implemented? Nevada Rocks? I don't know if it is or not. Let's take a look. Let's take a look here. I believe it's not, right? Because it would have been here. It would have been on this page. Oh, no, L1. There we go. Nope, work in progress. Somebody wanted to see equitime point, if it's modeled. Here you go. Equitime point is modeled. I talked about this thing in length in a couple of other streams and in one of my podcasts as well for members. So equitime point is modeled. Big deal for, I guess we can touch on this. Nearest closest airports is modeled as well. So equitime point, let's touch on this real quick because this is a wide body airplane and you guys are probably going to be flying it over oceans for very long periods of time. So the equitime point is a point in your flight plan accounting for all of the winds, your fuel burn, all that, all the environmentals, temperatures, and it marks your flight plan, ETP, where it is the same amount of time to either continue on to the destination or to return back to your departure. Now, why is ETP important? The example I used before is a flight from, let's say, Dallas down to Cancun, Mexico. And let me pull up the map here real quick. We'll get our knowledge on. How's that? And then we got to start getting ready for a descent. So let's say we're going from Dallas, Texas, which is over here, down to Cancun, Mexico. If I load in my flight plan, the equi-time point is probably going to be somewhere about here, right? Say our route, a typical route, say you come down over Houston, maybe you do a little bit of offset here and you join the GoMex route. We call them GoMex routes, Go Mexico routes, down to Cancun. Theoretically, your equi-time point is going to be somewhere about here, okay? Pretty much right in the middle of the flight plan, depending on when. The problem with that is, what if I'm over here, my actual position, I'm now no longer have an equi-time point, but I don't necessarily care about going back to Dallas. Because if I have a problem out here over the water, I want to know what's closer, New Orleans or Cancun or Merida for that point. So adjusting your equi-time point would be important, and this is what I do in real life as well, is say we're going Dallas, Cancun, we come down here, cross over Houston, and I think there's a GoMex transition right around here. It's closer to New Orleans than Houston. Sometimes you get the east one here. So once I'm going feet wet over here by New Orleans, I no longer care that my equi-time point is only 10 minutes in front of me. I'm going to modify that to show New Orleans here and Cancun down here. So now what's going to happen is the equi-time point is going to calculate the middle spot on my flight plan over the water. So if I have an issue right here, I know, hey, I got to go back to New Orleans. That would be closer than to continue on to Cancun. Whereas if I never adjusted my ETP and the ETP, I flew past it, it's not there anymore. Now I got to fumble around in the box with the broken airplane to figure out where the closest destination or divert station is. So that's just a very crude example of why the equi-time point adjustment is important. And you can imagine it's even more so important when you start going over long, long distances. Like maybe you're doing a flight from Dallas to Munich or something, right? You're going to go all the way across the water. You got to cross a lot of different terrain, and then you're going to go feet wet for a long time. So that would be, I don't know why I'm getting kicked off VATSIM here. Interesting. Connection failed. Huh. I guess the stream is still running, right? Weird. All right, let's go ahead and go direct to ELAPSI, or ELAPI. Insert. We're back in nav mode. Flyby. Beautiful. I don't know what's going on my internet here. My stream seems to be having an issue. Stand by. All right. I guess the stream is still fine. Yeah. Sim aviator. Oh, feet wet. Yeah. It's a military term. Feet wet, feet dry. All right, we'll go ahead and clear that. We'll go ahead and turn the seatbelt sign off. How far we got? 230 miles. I think we need to start prepping for our auto land practice. Let's do another flyby here because it's just too juicy. Oh, yeah. One underneath. You know what? Let's do a flyby. Look at that. That just, come on. That's awesome. Then let's do a flyby over the top. Whew. I love it. Okay. Yeah, stream is working. I don't know why, guys. I think it's just a VATSIM issue. So, all right. Here we go. We are going to set up for our auto land approach. So we're going to practice this one. Why don't we do, let's close all this. Here's a Rixki. We're set up for 3-4 right. Dun, 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 dun. Arrival approach. ILS Zoo. Do we have a cat 3 to 3-4 right? I don't think we do. Three, 4 left, 3, 4 left. Interesting. This doesn't even show. Doesn't even show that. Let's go back to the approach here real quick. Ah, dang it. Arrival. What are we on? I forget. Flying to Cancun must be rough. Sacrifices must be made. I have not seen the 380 turtle livery. Chris? They look like their delivery of orange sea turtle livery. No. Did not see that. The Gupto, 1 east. Gupto, 1 hotel, 1 east Arnavs. Wow, look at this. So this is part of it. I guess this just must be for traffic. Let's verify everything here. We'll get our constraint modes on. Cancun, Bebop. This looks like it sets us up more for 3-4 or 3-3 left. All the transitions are there. Let's go ahead and change the approach. ILS 3. Should we land on 3-3 left? 12,300. ILS 3-3 left. Look at that. You can see the change here in dashed yellow. Awesome to see that. All right, 3-3 left is set. Now we need to pull out the actual chart itself. ILS 3-3 left, Cat 2 and Cat 3. Get our LS push buttons on here. Probably get close to our top of descent as well. Almost. Wow, that's interesting. CUN, I was just talking about Cancun. This is definitely not Cancun, Mexico. This would be Cancun, South Korea. Still pretty cool. All right, here we go, 109.3. That is auto-tuned. Let's verify here in the RadNav. 109.3, auto-tune that. Final approach course 333. Progress page, I'm going to put that in here. RKSI, 33 left. Spider, what's going on, man? Thanks for the $10 dono, sir. I appreciate it. He goes, what's up, V1? I finally catch you live. Hope you are doing better. Spider, thank you so much for the $10 donation. I appreciate that, sir. Welcome on board the stream. We are just getting ready to set up for a Cat 3 Autoland test into Seoul, Incheon, South Korea. Doing much better, man. Everyone's doing well. Thank you for asking. Thank you for your donation. Welcome aboard, sir. All right, what do we got as weather-wise? This is not telling me. Let me refresh my... Active sky is telling me winds are expected to be 0. Ooh. Ooh, 060 at 5. We're landing 3-3 left, 06. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. A little bit of a crosswind. We'll see how she does. 060 at 5. 8 degrees anticipated or expected with a QNH of 1021. All right, so for an auto land, we are not going to have any minimums. So we're doing a Cat 3 auto land, fail operational. Well, this would actually be a fail passive approach. All right, so I'm gonna try to drop some more knowledge bombs here. This is gonna get really into the complexities of some operating techniques. Now, I don't have an A330 operation manual with me. I do not have a Lufthansa company operating procedure with me. So this is not necessarily true to what a Lufthansa or a 340 would do in real life. But there are two types of auto land approaches now. We have fail operational and fail passive. If everything is operational, you have nothing to worry about. You put no in our DH box here. What that signifies is, hey, we don't have to have an alert height. We don't have to see anything. We're set up for the auto land. We're going to monitor it. The airplane's going to land itself. So the only termination on the approach is going to be an auto land or go around. Now, when you start to have failures happen in flight, now it happens just like on this flight, we have random failures on. We have a small failure here of our JIPWIZ terrain mode. So our terrain is off. I do not know. I'd have to look at a chart, but in the 340 SOP for Lufthansa during auto land, I guarantee you there's a section that says if this equipment has failed, whatever it is, we must add some type of alert height. This is a very crude example. So I'm going to put 50 as an alert height. That's typically a common alert height. Because we have something broken on our airplane, it's going to change a little bit of how we shoot the approach. Now, without going to school and actually having the books in front of you to teach you guys this, it's nearly impossible. So any real-world drivers out there, just bear with me. Does this change what the airplane is going to do? Not really. It's still going to auto land. But when we've set 50 here instead of no, that means that we now have, that's our new alert height for us. At 50 feet, we need to know if we're going to be doing an auto land or a go around. So the approach termination is still the same, auto land or go around. It's always pretty much the same, unless you crash. That's always an option, but you don't want to do that. So we just have to be a little bit more aware of what's going on. 50 foot, that's going to be our alert height. And that would typically be a call out too. So it doesn't change much in the airplane, but because we have something broken, and I don't even know if the JIPWIZ terrain mode, I don't even know if we'd be allowed to do a Cat 3 auto land with this fault, because terrain mode is pretty important. So we've got both terrain fault and a system fault. So we basically have a JIPWIZ failure. I'm pretty sure there's going to be some limitation on Cat 3. But anyway, we're going to put 50 there. Fuel, we got 56 minutes extra gas. I'm going to copy the active flight plan in the secondary. That looks good. We're going to do auto brakes low, flaps full, and full reverse. Any questions? No questions. All right, we are set up for our auto land. Briefing's complete. Flyby. Three threes are in use. Perfect. How much will the 340 be? I think it said, Toliss said under $100. I was on VATSIM, JD. I got disconnected. I'm going to try to connect one more time here. Let's see what happens. Oh, now I'm back on. Back on VATSIM. I don't know why it kicked me off the network there for a little bit. We're back on it. Lakers Nation, am I being a little too paranoid? I'm looking for flights that are not Boeing or the MAX. One had flight control issues just last week. Lakers, you know, on the MAX, I think by now is a pretty safe airplane. The amount of scrutiny that it's been under and observation, even if it does have an issue, you know, outside of something that's completely uncontrollable by the crew or complete negligence by the crew, which then it doesn't matter what airplane you're on. I think it's a pretty safe airplane at this point. I really don't think you have much to worry about. Cam says, regarding the ETP, could you not simply put MSY in the prog page and monitor? Yes, absolutely, Cam. You're absolutely right. You could do that as well. But what if I'm not on the prog page? Or what if I need the prog page for something else? So, or what if my GPS fails? Because remember, that prog page is off GPS. So if I'm, GPS unreliable, maybe I get some type of failure where, my GPS is out or we get jammed or something, and now we got to, it's just good to have it physically shown on your flight plan. But you're absolutely correct. You could put it in your progress page. And another place where you would put it, Cam, and this is where I do too, is when you start going over over water routes, like we have the waters routes basically on the Gulf, I'm sorry, not the Gulf Coast, the Atlantic side of the United States. So we call it Waters Airspace or West Atlantic Track Route System, Waters. So for example, you do a San Juan flight all the way up to Boston. You're going to be over water a long time. Not necessarily a nat track route that you'd fly over to Europe, but still very long time over water. Another place where I would put MSY would be in my closest airports points, because this is going to show me all my closest airports. Now, these airports may not be suitable for your type of emergency. They may not be suitable for your airline operation. So what you could do is put MSY right here. See this blue box? This is where you would put it. So like we're going to RKSI. Throw it in here. So in the example I gave previously, Cam, I would not only have my ETP modified, but in my closest airports box, if I was set on saying, hey, if something happens over the Gulf, I want to go to New Orleans, I'm going to go ahead and put that right here. This page is more important when you start going even longer over water, like the waters routes, or you do transatlantic, trans-Pacific routes. You need to have diversion points. This is going to be one of your more important pages to look at, not just the equitime point. So there's technically 3 places that you could put it now. We got the ETP page, we got the closest airport page, we hard tune it, and then we also have the prog page where we would put our information as well. So very good question, Cam. Absolutely correct. All right, here we go. We're getting ready to start top of descent. I should have looked at the bottom of the arrival. Bottom's out at Epnel, 7,000 feet. We'll dial in 7,000. How long do we have? Just about, we're under 5 miles. Let's go ahead and manage. Mock descent, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go, ready to start our approach into Korea. I gotta say, the default sounds in Toliss have definitely got better over time. So when the 319 first came out, default sounds were definitely meh. It updated, got a little bit better. 321 came out, like, 321 Neo came out. The default sounds for the Toliss 321 Neo, really not that bad, to be honest with you. And then this airplane coming out, is there room for improvement? Sure. But I gotta say, the flyby sounds pretty dang good. And I've been watching a lot of 340 videos, and I've seen a lot of 340s taken off on YouTube. Sounds pretty good to me. But I always look for that. My big thing is the cockpit ambiance, right? Like I like to hear a realistic internal sound a lot of the times. A lot of the times that's what really differentiates a fantastic sound pack from a good sound pack, is not just the engine sounds, but the internal sounds. Like when I come in here and I'm going through the cabin, like, you hear the pitch change, you see 3D sound fading, like Toliss calls it. I mean, it's a decent, it's not really not terrible. And the McDoos sounds, this is one of the best sounding McDoos that we have in X-Plane. I like the click sounds. They're very realistic. All right, we are on the descent, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and put our TCAS into below mode. Everything looks good here. Yeah, see, nothing working there. Let's do a quick systems check. Oh, what did I do? Let's start that. Pull this page up so you can see it. Well, I can't really see it any better if I do that. Cabin pressurization looks good. Electricals are good. Hydraulics. No circuit breakers. Condition panel. Everything is looking good. Beautiful. All right. We know about the fault. We got our auto brake set. ECAM switching. What did I do? Oh, I switched this over here. There we go, back to normal. All right. Do outside view, shall we? Thank you for all the new subscribers, guys. I appreciate it. I know there's a lot of you guys coming through there. I see the Nightbot notifications. I don't call it out as often as I should, but all the new subscribers, I appreciate you just subscribing to the channel. Dropping a like. Thank you very much. ATC is offline. Roger that. HD Sim in the background watching this flight. Awesome, HD. Welcome, dude. Welcome. In the 777 where I fly, the alert height is 200. There you go. Yeah, every airline is probably going to have a different SOP regarding alert height. And I, you know, now that I think about it, now that we're on a wide body 340, I would be very doubtful the alert height is as low as 50 feet. I imagine it's somewhere more around that 200-foot realm. If it has the correct amount of static wicks, it's good enough for me. Well, does anybody know how many static wicks are on the 340? We can go down and count them. I can tell you right now we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 just on the out or the tip section of the wing there. Looks like we got 1 on each flap track fairing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 and 9 is 14 times 2. We got 28 static wicks on the wings. Well, the real question is how many can be missing? Check ride question. Thoughts on X-Plane 12? Josh, I can't wait. Cannot wait for X-Plane 12. I think it's going to be very, very exciting. And everybody has their different preferences. And I feel like I got to walk on eggshells when I talk about Microsoft Flight Sim and X-Plane 12 and all that, because everyone gets so offensive these days. Look, fly whatever sim you want to fly. No one's forcing you to fly a sim. No one's forcing you to watch a streamer fly one sim. If you don't like that sim, you don't have to watch that stream, really, you know? So my personal preference, you know, right now I'm very comfortable and happy in X-Plane, and I think X-Plane 12 is only going to make that get even better. I mean, look at the airplanes we're flying in X-Plane 11 right now. Imagine what they look like in 12. But at the end of the day, I'm not naive. I know Microsoft Flight Simulator is got the potential to be the sim of the future. I think it is the sim of the future, of the long term anyway. So we just have to wait and see. As the Phoenix comes out on Microsoft Flight Sim, as PMDG moves to Microsoft Flight Sim, man, who knows? That might be a very, very good simulator to be flying on. But right now, I'm just too jazzed to be flying an A340, so I will fly both indefinitely. All right, we're looking good here. We got 16 magenta. Again, this is proper to see this. So you guys might wonder, why did I set 7,000 and you see a 16 here? So on the descent here, on the star, or on the arrival, we have a multiple altitude constraints. At this moment in time, with our current descent profile, the aircraft has computed that we will probably need to level at CAXO. It says at or above 16,000. So if we weren't planning to need to level, like say at Gukdo, we're going to be fine. At or above 18, the airplane knows we're going to be above 18, so we're good to go. If we aren't going to need to level, you won't see this here. It'll skip to the next altitude where it projects that you will need to level off, and then we should get a constraint star. But this is one hell of an arrival. I wonder why they do this. I imagine this is just for traffic, the sheer amount of traffic volume where you've got this rectangular pattern here. I don't know of any in the US that look like this. You know, we've got some S-turn ones for sure, but this looks very, very much like a high traffic arrival where they can just manage a lot of traffic. Harish, yeah, VFR, Microsoft Flight Sim, IFR, X-Plane. Alex says the alert height is 150 feet in the 330. Well, that's close enough. Let's change it. Let's change our alert height. We'll set 150 because I imagine it's. I don't know why I said. I mean, I know why I said 50. That's what it is for us in the Airbus, but in the narrow body, we'll set 150. That seems much more reasonable of an aircraft of this size. 50 feet, you go around, you're pretty much SOL, I imagine. Static wick next to the fuel dump nozzle. That's a good point. I don't know about that. I'll light it off, be doing afterburners. That'd be something. There are a lot in Europe like this as well. Yeah, you know what? I think I did see someone. I did the Euro tour over there. A330 default too, Carta. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Carta. 330 default in X-Plane 12. Fubar says, as long as my X-Plane 11 purchases and add-ons work with 12, I'll be happy. They need to honor that commitment if they want to keep up with FS 2020. Yeah. I think, who was I watching? I think I was watching some of Captain Canada, and he mentioned the same thing between 10 and 11, though, right? Where you started seeing, oh, you need an upgrade fee for the independent add-ons, which brings up a very interesting point. Are we going to see that here between 11 and 12 between our developers? I do not know. In Europe, pretty common to have a pattern like this. Interesting. Yeah, you know, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I mean, I know. Like if I pull up Filthy, what is the arrival here? Is it Bojid? No, well, yeah, see, we got like these. This is pretty common. Transition off. But this one is, this one's pretty hardcore. Pretty hardcore. Expedited fuel dump, exactly. All right, volumes are coming back up. Another flyby. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Nice that Microsoft updates the AirX cycles. Dubai even has a bigger pattern? Wow. Yeah, look, I just got kicked from the VATSIM network again. Huh. I don't know what's going on. Toliss said the 340 will work with X-Plane 12, but 319 and 21 will have a small upgrade fee. Interesting. Interesting, Spider. Scorpion, welcome. Says, awesome, I might get to catch the tail end of the stream. Well, welcome, Scorpion. About to hit the best part. I'm going to put a poll in chat for everybody here. I got a question for y'all. I'm going to put a poll in here. Let's see what you guys think. Fubar, flyby, you got it, sir. Angel Lawrence, welcome to Private Pilot, sir. Welcome on board. Exclamation point, welcome for your new perks. Information on your new perks here at the V1 channel, V1 community. A big one, like if you never want to miss an alert for a community post for members, if you are a Discord user, make sure you sync your YouTube to your Discord, and you gain access to the V1 After Dark channel. And that's where I typically post notifications of, say, a shorts video that I made when I'm out flying in real life, or I got a poll for you guys I need you to answer. That's where I post most of them, because I know YouTube can be a little bit funky sometimes with notifications and all that. But welcome. All right, I wanted to do a poll here real quick. We got the fuel for it. Do we need to do auto land to full stop or auto land to balked landing and go around. It's going to take more time. All right, so I'm going to ask you, I got a poll out here for you guys, and I'm curious what you guys think. Because if we do an auto land to a balked landing go around, it's going to take a little bit more time, probably take about another 15-20 minutes. So I don't know if you guys are ready to get out of here or not. I'm going to put the poll up. I cannot guarantee we're not going to have a total cluster on the go around, but I kind of want to let the airplane touch down, and I want to force it into a go around after the mains have already touched down. We did a go around on the last stream, but we were so close we just kissed the pavement. We didn't even fully touch down yet, but I want the wheels to come down. I want the spoilers to deploy, and then I want to go into full-blown go-around mode. But it does take a little bit more time, so it takes about 15 minutes or so extra. You guys let me know what you want to do. I don't know which view to sit on is better. I like this view too. Is there an X-Plane 10 version? No, I do not believe so, BD47. Nutshell Pilot, what's up? He says, hey V1. Been a while since I'm busy with school, but I still love the content. Nutshell Pilot, well, welcome back. Stay busy with school, man. Totally understand that. Glad to have you here, though, for the landing. Welcome. My workday just started, so I'm off for more time, Scorpion says. Here we go into Korea. Just like the weatherman said. Clear as day out here. Alright, 10:21 on the meter is set. 10:21, 10:21. Seatbelts are coming on. And I'm doing approach checklist. Approach checklist is briefing complete. I don't know why it says confirm. That just must be an Airbus thing. ECAM status checked. We are aware of the JipWiz fault, so we're okay there with that. ECAM status checked. Seatbelts on. Minimums. We got a DH 150 set. Barrel reference set both. Minimum. Interesting. I wonder what that's all about. Barrel reference set, minimum set, 157. Anyway, we said when engine start selector as required. Normal, we don't need to put it in ignition start right now, so approach checklist is complete. Minimum clean speed, I heard them flying on that Swiss crew. Let's see what this airplane does here. The star is calling for 210 knots. Looks like we can't quite do 210. Oh, you know what? We flew through the decel. That's why. So for us, our min clean speed right now is 220. We're going to go flaps 1. And we're going to slow to 210 knots. Approach phase has already been activated. JD, I do too, man. Flaps 1 is set. There we go. Now we can get down to 210. Well, this is cool. Will I do the full arrival? Do you want me to do the full arrival, or should we just bail on the full arrival? I guess we don't have to do the full arrival, right? Why am I doing it? Let's see if we can do a little bit of self-vectoring here. Yeah, we don't need to do the full arrival. Let's clear, let's save some time this way. We got 7,000 set. So I'm going to go ahead and pull heading. Open descent 7,000. Lufthansa 357 heavy. Turn left 310. Vectors to rejoin final approach course. Thrust idle, open descent heading. We're getting ready to go through 10,000 feet. We'll go ahead and light it up. Lufthansa 357 Heavy, turn left heading 250. Flyby. Out of 10. Do the full arrival. I don't know why. Put on a VATS and bail on the arrival. I agree. We don't need to be flying around. Alright, so now let's make it proceed direct GE20. What is it? GE28. Insert. Navin. There we go. So now we're on a kind of an extended downwind. November 18th, Microsoft Flight Simulator replay mode? Really? Default A330 X-Wing 12 thoughts. Hey, why not? I love the 340. I'd be curious to see how good the 330 is. Why not? Like flying a cigar with 4 engines. You got it, trucker. Do a max crosswind. Max, I know. I know you're going to go screenshot ham on this thing. All right, 1,000 feet to go. We can probably get ready to cut it off here even further in than Epnol. Epnol is way out here. Posick, 5,000. Let's continue to clean it up. Lufthansa 357 Heavy, fly heading 190, vectors to final. Descend and maintain 5,000. Note 1. What does Note 1 say? RVR 125, RVR 75. Airplane using fail operational system. There we go. That's what I was talking about. We have all the RVR in the world. Missed approach climb gradient, minimum 4%, 2,000. RVR 300 meters for Cat D airplanes conducting an auto land. A little bit of spoid brake. Get us down here so we can slow it up. Alright, proceed. Let's proceed direct to Lagoon. Navin. Alright, I guess we're going to do a bulk landing go around. We'll see how it does. No promises. Gotta be very careful with the tail. I agree, Fabio. 4 engines are just unbeatable, man. Look at that. Unbeatable. Last question from Cam. He says, is it normal for the 320 to pitch up when moving the throttles to climb after takeoff? Is it normal for the 320 to pitch up when moving the throttles to climb D10 after takeoff? Were you doing a Toga takeoff? I'd have to see the star and I'd have to see the profile of the airplane. That could depend, Cam. And the acceleration altitude. There's a couple factors there. So if you're going from Toga to climb, you're probably at acceleration altitude. So if anything, you're probably the nose is probably gonna lower. Just off the top of my head. Again, I'd have to see the whole profile you're on. All right, Lufthansa 357, descend and maintain 4,000, maintain 4 till established, cleared ILS, 33 left approach. See, I was planning on being in Microsoft Flight Sim a lot for this tour. That's why I didn't bother with Ortho, because I was planning we were going to be in Microsoft Flight Sim, but then Toliss dropped the 340 bomb. Like, okay, well, we got to get 340 going. I just didn't have the time to do any orthos yet over here. No, a flex takeoff. If you're going from flex to climb, depending on environmentals, the thrust may not change at all. So theoretically, it wouldn't be changing. Now, if you do the flap adjustment, like Max said, that would change pitch attitude. A340 versus 747. Oh, okay, Breno, you have to specify in the X-plane or in my personal preference, because that could differ. I could have you have to be very objective when you compare add-ons. But as far as personal preference, that's a very personal answer. One may differ from the other. All right, let's go ahead and dial it back. Oh, it looks like she's going after the Loke Star. 152 is our VAP. 180 knots. VFE next, -10. Flaps 2. I love the little bit of rattle sound there in the window. Man, we got some really ugly X-plane haze going on right now. I gotta change it, because that just was just too much haze right there, looking ugly. Change the lighting. Cavote conditions is the worst conditions for X-plane screenshots, no doubt. In my opinion, anyway, at least on my system. Alright, here we go. We're getting ready to see. That's on flight plan. That's on that. In the go-around, what is our missed approach procedure? Missed approach. 500 feet, runway heading. Then a right turn at 348. 4,000. Hold as published. Missed approach turn limited to max 210 knots. Minimum speed 160 before 5 miles out. 180 for runway 6. That's not a simultaneous approach operation. What? Runway's in sight.
$2,500.
Personal preference? Yeah, you're killing me. I think I'm a 340 fan. I understand the history and the significance and the importance of the 7.4. Without the 7.4, Airbus would never have made the 340, so I get all that. But if I had to pick one airplane right now and say, hey, for the rest of your career, you could fly a 7.4-200 or an A340-600, I'd pick the A340-600. Yes, I would. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and manage speed, gear down. Oh. Flyby. Hell, we might be unstable with this. F speed right on the limit. Flaps 3. This will be fun to do this bulked go around here with the Airbus pack. Full flaps, landing checklist. Super Dick. What's up, man? Which one would you buy? 2-throttle Thrustmaster or the Honeycomb Bravo? Honeycomb Bravo, man. Thanks for your $1 bomb. I appreciate it, man. All right, landing checklist. Flyby. awesome. My frames are tanking a little bit here, coming into the scenery as it's loading in. What is up with that? Just here for the landing. All right, well, we are going, before everybody freaks out, we're doing an intentional bulk landing. So we're going to auto land to a go around. Thank you for the membership there, George. Welcome, exclamation point, welcome, sir. Is it because I adjusted the time?
500.
I don't know why my frames just decided to tank. It must be something with this scenery. Goodness. VREF is 152. We're just holding right at ref.
300.
above.
Oh, she's off center a little bit
200.
again.
Minimum.
100. 50. 40. 30.
Pitch.
20. 10.
Retard. 5.
Go around flaps. Toga, SRS, go around track.
Subscriber ahead. Look up.
Don't hit the tail. Goodness, positive rate. You're up. Golly. FO didn't get the flaps. Toga, SRS, go around track. Autopilot 1. Interesting, we got a pitch call out there in the flare. Interesting, might have to let Toliss know about that one. Here comes acceleration. Thrust climb, open climb, auto thrust. Flaps 2. I'm sorry, flaps 1. Speed alt star. Not bad. I'm gonna go ahead and select speed. Flap 0. Select speed 250. Disarm the spoid brakes. Clear status. After takeoff checklist complete. Ladies and gentlemen, there's our bulk landing to go around. Now that was interesting because we were off center on that one again. But I did this in testing and it didn't do that. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to set up for 3-4 right. So let's go ahead and pull heading. Expect vectors ILS 3-4 right. So we need to come back here, go back to our flight plan. We're going to change runways. Arrival 3-4 right. No star, no via. Insert. Plan mode. Clean this up here. What is it? Dalka. So we're going to go direct. Dalka. What's the course? Let's pull up the chart. 3-4 right. ILS 3-4 right, Cat 2, Cat 3. Oh yeah, definitely TJSJ. Final approach course 333, so we need a 153 inbound. Full heading. And we are going to vector ourselves back around. And we can reactivate. VAP now 149. We burned a lot of gas in that go around, didn't we? Holy crap. We don't have a lot of gas. We need to get her down now. All right. Okay, so that autopilot horn, that was because I didn't disconnect it with the side stick. I still need to bind that. What is our initial altitude? 16. Let's call it 2,000 feet. Or 3,000 will work for now. We'll descend down to 3,000, start slowing down. What the heck happened to our copy active? Alright. Had to redo it in the secondary to get my line back there. And what's going on? Whew. Martin Novak, what's up, man? Hey, V1, great stream as usual. Funny story, last stream I was running on treadmill and watching, had a goal of finishing after landing. That traffic call out was painful. Martin, thank you so much for the 100 dono, man. I really appreciate it. Glad you were able to enjoy the stream there, sir. But yeah, it was that traffic when we were going into Kurgoshima, I believe. Yeah. Alright, let's dial it back. 210 knots. This time we do need to get her on the ground. Come left a few more degrees, about 155. Should we change the weather? Let's do it. Let's change the weather. Let's go weather control, custom weather. I'm gonna do it. I totally agree with you. Let's do that. Let's do weather. Let's do a manually configured IFR. So let's do a cat. Let's do a cat 3 again. Overcast, cumulus, and visible. We'll make the visibility a little bit more. We'll make the visibility like 800. This might bork my frames though. A little bit of storminess, a little bit of preset. Flaps 1. Make it a little bit more interesting. Pipe hand is at 1600. Let's drop her down to 2000. Let's also back it up so we're looking for lights instead of pavement. Pipe hand is at 1600. Let's go ahead and see if we can slow down a little bit as well. How should we do slowing down and go down? Probably not good. Spoid brakes out. Seabud, what's up, man? Welcome. We're doing some Autoland testing today. Flaps 2. Let's go back to our perf page. I'm going to go no. In the DH, ILS 34 right, confirm 1021. Winds are 357 at 11 now. Here we go, full blown Autoland. Reset, auto brakes, low, anti-skid is on, speed alt star. Lufthansa 357 heavy, turn left, heading 110, vectors to final. Oh, spoid brake's still out, that's on me. Lufthansa 357 heavy, turn left, heading 020, maintain 1,600, Intel established. Cleared ILS. 3-4 right approach. Here we go. That heading is pretty bad. I need to change that. I'm trying to cut us inside of...
Subscriber ahead. Look up.
Make it 060 for now. I was really bad on the heading there. Oh, great. What do I do now? Cabin pressure low. Associated clear. Temps are good. Flaps 3. Repeat the reciprocal heading, +2, -2. So my approach course, 333. +2 or -2, or you could do -2 +2. I know I can't go +2, -2 because that would be 513. There's only 360 degrees in a circle. So you flip it around. So subtract 2 and then add 2. So 153 is my final approach course reciprocal heading. +2, -2, or -2 +2. That's your trick. Lufthansa 357 heading 035. Maintain 1600 till established. Cleared ILS 3-4 right approach. All right, we've got 1600 set. What the hell? We just broke out of our clouds. Oh, let me kill active sky. What's up with that? Oh yeah, come on now, man. Had it all set up. IFR Cat 3. We'll do 500 viz. There we go. Storminess, mild, light. Let's do heavy precip, right? They get typhoons up in here. Apply. Oh, it's gotta stay on the heading. Showing weather out there. Oh. Thank you, Chica, for the subscribe, man.
Look up.
X-plane being X-plane on the weather here. Hold on. Customize. Oh, we got to get this right. We're going to drop it all the way down to sea level. Let's add a cloud layer. No, that's fine. What's the visibility? 500. Shoot, I'll drop it down. 300 feet. We need 370. We'll leave it up there. That's fine. Okay, there we go. Lokestar. Let's go ahead and start slowing it up. Manage speed, gear down. Flaps full. Landing checklist. Chemical advised, auto thrust is in speed. ECAM memo, landing on green. Landing check is complete. Well, that was a bad vector too, so we'll see how it handles. Let's see if she'll recover. That was a bad vector on my part. Now our winds are basically calm. Oh, my frames are really... This scenery seems to really be hurting my frames. Don't need that, I guess. Here we go. Auto brake is set to low.
1,000.
Alright, I hope she puts it on the pavement because I'm not going to be able to see much. Weather's changed, set Q and H. Oh yeah. 2909 or 2. Shouldn't really affect that much. We're going off an RA on this one. Might become a bank angle check moment. Yeah, no kidding, Cam.
500. 400.
Land green.
300. 200. 100.
Nah, this really makes me nervous.
50. 40. 30.
Flare.
20. 10. Retard. 5.
Holy jeez. Spoilers. Reverse green. Decel. Manual brakes. 70 knots. Goodness. Autopilot disconnect. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Incheon. Here's a high-vis taxi route. Can we make it? Golly. Do you really need that? We are here, ladies and gentlemen. The frames have left the stream, I will tell you that. That's got to be this this scenery, though. Whew. Where are we going? Can we find, do we dare find ourselves a terminal? Mike 13. Airport I've never been to before, and I'm under SMIGs. We're going to go ahead and turn right here at Mike 13. Let's go ahead and start cleaning up. Jeez. I salute you sacrificing your frames. Well, thank you. You guys wanted to see it. All right, Romeo 4 into the ramp is what we're going to do. So we're going to go straight ahead. Berto360, what's up, man? I said the SH word, but I completely said it. Berto, 26 months. Look at those stripes, sir. Welcome. Thank you so much, man. We made it. Yeah, that was a little hairy there, guys. No doubt that was hairy. Still better than FSX when it first came out? Yeah. Welcome to beautiful South Korea. What's the taxi cam do in this type of weather? Wow, makes my frames even worse. Or it's not, I don't even know if it's that, it's just my whole frame situation. All right, how in the heck am I going to find a gate? I think this is a gate. Is this a lead-in line? I don't think so. There's a lead-in line. Replay will be interesting, Steve. Absolutely. We'll work it around here. All right, Max. I think I need to get a new GPU. What do you say? I can't even see the parking. That is crazy. I mean, that is just... That is wild. Brakes are set. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Incheon. Let's do a neat replay, huh? Let's take it all the way back. This was before the go around. All right, here we go. Here's our first. Is the weather gonna stay like this now? Hold on. Let me just change it. Well, that's weird. Okay, here we go. Here is our first landing. Here was our first auto land test to a go around. Follow me, car with lights? Absolutely. Got some water stuck on my windshield. Yeah, it's the $0 paywar, RKSI. It's funny though, I did a test flight and I didn't really have an issue. That's a cool shot though, huh? I mean, the flyby sounds are pretty dang good. I definitely gonna give them credit with the flyby sounds. This was our auto land. Wow, it actually wasn't too bad. Still right at center line. Here's our go around. Oh, that's cool though. Let's watch that from back here. Yeah, even the frames from right here. $0 payware. It's more like $0 frame loss. Into the go around. Look at that. That was cool though. I mean, we don't often see go-arounds on stream, do we? Let's do one more from like right here. Let's watch this all the way through and just... I won't even pause it. This is cool. Alright, so let's go around. Let's watch this one. This was our second attempt. There's X-Plane, OpenGL being OpenGL. Oh, Vodka, you're right. Volumetric grass, that might help it out. It seems to be only when I'm looking... No. That's weird. Like when I'm looking at the airplane away from... There's something conflicting somewhere. Come on, put me on the runway, dang it. There we go. See, like right here, frames are awesome. 52 frames. Watch what happens when the camera turns around. Camera turns around, frames are tanking. Yeah, frames have tanked as soon as we enter this area. Alright guys, well, a little bit disappointed there with the frames. That's on my end. I'm sorry about that. I still had fun. I hope you guys had fun too. I really enjoyed this little flight up to Korea. From here, I don't know where we're headed to next. If you got a route suggestion, put it in the Discord. Appreciate all the suggestions we get. Probably gonna have to stop back down Japan. I think there's one more airport I want to test out there. But I still had fun. I know the frames went to crap here at the end, and that also could be affecting the flight model of the airplane for sure. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Thursday. Oh my gosh, it's already 6 o'clock. I gotta cook dinner tonight. I gotta get out of here. I hope you enjoyed this stream. All the new members, thank you for joining the channel. All my moderators, thank you for being here, keeping everybody in line. All the new subscribers, thank you. All the donations, the super chats, I sincerely appreciate every single one of them. If you're just hanging out here in chat, maybe it's the first time checking out this channel, hit the like button for me on the way out if you enjoy this type of content. I've got plenty more coming at you right down the pipe. Until next time, guys, I am V1. Stay safe, stay healthy. See ya!